Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this final section is called Who Can and Who Cannot Know God. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead named, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. So this is Mayavad philosophy. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. In other words, these Mayavadis think originally Krishna is one Brahman. But then the one Brahman comes down and takes a material body. So, does Krishna take a material body when he comes? Huh? Right, he never takes a material body. We take a material body, not Krishna. This is a very fundamental principle. When Krishna comes, we learned this in chapter 4. I come in my original transcendental nature. We learned this in chapter 4. We can go back there for refresher. We are not like Krishna. We take on a material body. But Krishna comes Atmamayaya, Sambhavami Atmamayaya, in his original transcendental form. Even though it appears that he comes through Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. But it's still the original form of Krishna. Okay. Yes, Krishna's body is imperishable and supreme. Our bodies are not imperishable and supreme. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. So the word for unborn, aja, and infallible, very good. Where's my bell? Thank you, master student of Bhagavad Gita. Yes. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities. Does that include you? Yeah, I'm asking a question. Yes, so Krishna knows you. But me, no one knows. O scion of Bharata, who's that? O conqueror of the foe. All living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities, arisen from desire and hate. Persons who, here it is, persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and are freed from the dualities of delusion, they engage themselves in my service with determination. So that's the stage. The same concept is there when Narada gives his verse. Sarva upadi vinir muktam tat padadvena nirmalam. You give up designations. Man, woman, American, black, white. These are designations. All designations you give up. Sarvupadi vinir muktam Tat parat vena nirmalam. Now, situate yourself in pure life. How? Give up meat. Give up illicit sex. Give up intoxication. Give up gambling. You do that, you're leading a pure life. You've given up designations. I situate myself in pure life. So these 4 regulative principles are not optional. It's required. Prabhupada would not accept a disciple unless they agreed to take those 4 vows. Because you cannot make spiritual advancement unless you're in a pure existence of life. There's no way. You have to be in the mode of goodness. By following those 4 regulative principles, you're living a pure life. The famous story, when the British were ruling India during the time of Bhakti Siddhanta. So one viceroy, some lord someplace, English guy, he went to one of Prabhupada's godbrothers. Can you make me into a Brahmin? And Prabhupada's godbrother said, yes, I can make you a Brahmin. Give up meat, give up illicit sex, give intoxication, impossible. He couldn't do it. He says, this is our life. He's not willing to pay the price. It's not cheap. To be a real devotee of Krishna is not a cheap thing. So this was, you could say, Prabhupada's miracle. Because they used to say, Prabhupada, can you produce gold like Sai Baba? Can you do this? Can you do some miracles? Prabhupada said, look around you. And there were all of Prabhupada's white elephants. That's my miracle. That I was able to make these Malachas and Yavanas into Brahmins and Vaishnavas. And if you think about it, look at me. I'm sitting here, Malacha Yavana. But why? Because I followed Prabhupada's program. So anyone can become a Brahmana, anyone can become a Vaishnava. You have to walk the walk, talk the talk. Simple. But easier said than done. You know what it's like. You have to get up early every morning, chant your japa, then you have to go to the office. It's not a walk in the park, right? Yes. And look at Sri Vallabh. He's got to take care of his family. He has to take care of the Laguna Beach deities. And he has to do his job. You haven't retired, have you? No. How busy are you? How many days a week you're on the altar? Three days. Yes?
I will say about Vallabhji, please don't put him back. After seeing Vallabh, I say, yes, Krishna exists. Why? I'll go to a shop, this guy is still in temple, and everybody is there in the car waiting for him. He's reaching by 11:30. I want to gather that really Krishna exists for you, man, That patients are waiting out for you,
They must really like you, your patients. You're their savior. Jai, you are a Mahajan. All right. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. Same thing that is stated at the end of chapter 2, same concept. Because the final test is the time of death. What's the test? Can you remember Krishna? That's it. If you can remember Krishna, you know what Prabhupada once said? If you have an initiated name, if you can remember your initiated name, you can go back to Godhead at the time of death. You all know the story of Ajamil. He called his son, but what was the name of the son? What was it? And what happened? He was delivered from the Yamadutas. So you want to get a spiritual name like Krishna Kumar, Sri Balav. Oh,
Madhav,
Govind.
Mukund Madhav Govind. This guy is 100% is going to back to Godhead. Somebody will listen all like that.
On his deathbed, he'll call Mukund, Madhav, Govind. And his sons will be far, far away, so he'll keep calling Govind, Madhav, Mukund, Madhav, go. And in that way, but I predict, you know when you will give up your body? You want to say what you'll be doing Artik in Laguna Beach. And you'll be, and that's how you'll go back. But not for another 100 years. Not for another 100 years. Fair enough? Because without you, I don't know who'll do Arti. Did you have a question, Sri Vallabh? Yes. Okay, Prabhupada explains, coma stage means that this particular soul, the karma is so intricate that they're having a big discussion what to do. It's not a open shut case. So the higher authorities are deciding, should he go here, should he go here, should he go there? Like that. That's how one way Prabhupada explains. But apart from that, Prabhupada answers this in Bhagavad Gita purports. Normally, yes, whatever you're thinking of the time of death. But if you have been a devotee your whole life, or the major portion of your life, right? All your devotional service is taken into consideration. Not just, say you've done so much service, right? And for some reason at the time of death you don't worry. All the service that you've done is taken into consideration. Don't be so worried. Okay? Are you doing lots of devotional service? All right. Keep doing lots and lots of devotional service. Okay? All right. What other, okay, any other questions? Yes?
On that point of having a coma, where they're deciding, on a spiritual context, would assume that everything is decided, right? Like if you do something bad, your karma is negative. If you do something good, your karma is positive. And at that state, when the Krishna or whoever is deciding would already know this person is headed here.
Hey, I'm just telling you what Prabhupada says. I can't explain more than that. All right, so I recommend we do a little exam on this chapter. Of course, Rama will know all the answers, but we'll give other people